Today is day 2. It's actually day 3 of me trying to clear out the things that I don't need. I didn't film the first day because it was late at night. It was an impulsive decision, so I don't have clips from that day. But today is the 3rd day of me trying to clear out things that I don't need. If you've watched my previous videos, you know that I was away in school for over 8 years, and it just meant that my room was filled with a lot of things that I have never taken thoughts to. I had never intentionally thought about not keeping or keeping. So I'm on a mission to make sure that I clear out every single thing that I don't need so that I can make space for the things that I actually need to keep. So the agenda for today is to tackle the lower parts of my wardrobe. I'm pretty sure it houses a lot of things that I do not remember, but I'm sure that there are things like books there. So whenever I'll come back from school, I would keep books from the previous years that I don't want to keep in my schoolroom because my schoolroom is small. So I'm very sure I'm going to find books there, and I'm not sure what else I'm going to find there. That's the only thing that I'm very sure that is there. And later on, I'm going to figure out what I will use the bottom part of my wardrobe to do, because my wardrobe is pretty small. I noticed that I needed more space to organize things around so that I don't have a lot of things laying around in my room. When I have a wardrobe that I can just keep them and put them away so that the room is clearer and more spacious. So let's get to that.
The thing about letting go is that it's never really about the item. It's about a memory. The memory of a person you once knew, a place you never thought you'd leave, or the version of yourself you used to be, but aren't quite ready to move on from. Over time, the things we hold on to stop being random objects. They turn into trophies, placeholders, souvenirs, physical receipts of the different lives we once lived. And somewhere along the way, we start believing that if we let them go, we're somehow invalidating our experiences, as if we're patiently waiting for a day when we would be asked to provide proof, or it didn't really matter. But that's the thing no one really talks about. Letting go feels less like cleaning and more like erasing. And we're most times hesitant to erase any part of our lives. All of these things slowly come together to make up an album of all the decisions that have led us here. Because there was a point in my life I was convinced I would spend my life studying insects or building an aquarium. And then there were the hard seasons when all I could do was wait and pray. The confusing ones that tested everything I thought I knew so well. There were also the unexpected little joys and the moments I was so proud of myself. The ugly end of things and the beginnings that reminded me that life was still beautiful. These are the keepsakes of my life. So yes, it's hard to let them go.
When I first started decluttering when I got back from school, I got a designated clutter box. It's clutter because it's things that I don't necessarily need at the moment, but there are things that I can't throw away. Things like hardware, certificates, books. I got a box that I'll keep them in, and I'm going to find some time later on to sort them out and donate them to people, or give them out to people that actually need it. Because I think they are good things, they are important, they are maybe necessary books or things that have helped me, but I don't need them anymore and I can't throw them away. I can't believe it's taking me a whole year to declutter my space. I started this video earlier in the year. I don't remember what month it was, but I stopped and I don't know why, but I'm fed up, right? My room looks scattered even when it is not, because I have a lot of clutter in different spaces. And I think that the fact that I already have these areas in my room that I just drop things makes it harder for me to stay away from like leaving clutter there. And so I want to clear up these areas and make sure that there's nothing there, because once you put one thing there, you're tempted to put another thing there and then another thing, and before you know it, it builds up into a lot of clutter that you don't want there. My room is not a very big room. My goal for this room is to always have as little pieces of either furniture or items lying around in the room. If I can put things away and just leave more empty space in the room, I think it will help the room look a lot more organized and also a lot bigger than it is. This is the most unnecessarily cluttered space I have in my room. It has this box that just contains clothes hangers that I'm not using. This box that contains a lot of miscellaneous things that I don't even know what's in this box. When I don't know where to put something, I just throw it inside this bag. And then I have like some boxes, like some gift boxes of items that was gifted or things that I bought that came in a box, and I didn't want to just throw the box away. I don't know why I hold on to these things. It doesn't let my wardrobe door open fully, and that's why I know that it's very unnecessary, because it doesn't even have to be here, and I don't know why it has taken me this long to take care of it.
I don't think letting go should be linear. For me, it took a year, and I admit I held on to some things longer than I needed to, but it was because I needed time to be honest enough with myself to sit with each item and decide if it still held any weight. There were things I kept and things I struggled to let go of because they belonged to a version of me that once needed them to survive. And letting go meant admitting that I really have changed, that I've outgrown interests, I've outgrown people, and I've outgrown places. And that can be uncomfortable. I realized that letting go doesn't erase the memories, it just frees up space. The experience still lives in me, the lessons still shape me, those seasons still matter. I just don't need an object to remind me anymore.
Another part of my room that I want to clear out is this corner. I majorly put my shoes here, but I got a canvas for a painting and then this old art board because I wanted to also turn it into a painting for my room, and I didn't know where else to keep them because they were very big, and I ended up leaving them here. I should have made those paintings a long time ago, but I've been stalling, but I'm finally going to do them now so that I can clear out this space. I also have this flower here that is from my oldest brother. It's fake, it's not real, so it doesn't die, and I like the fact that it didn't die, but I also did not know where to put it. I thought about something to do with it so that it doesn't occupy this space anymore and it has better use in my room. And then I just have my shoes. I feel like I want to sort out my shoes in a better way. I haven't found a storage rack for my shoes that I would like and that would not look a certain way. I don't know, I have a certain look that I want for the storage, but I'm still trying to figure it out. But for now, I think I might still have to leave my shoes here. Sometimes I also collect some old materials that I pick up here and there that I think will be useful for DIY, like art stuff. So I also started keeping them in this corner, but I'm going to get a designated bag for my arts and crafts so that I know that I just put everything in a bag and it doesn't occupy so much space. The next space in my room that I have to tackle is this dresser. There's just a lot of things inside, a lot of rubbish in general. Things that I used to own or things that I once bought but maybe I didn't use, expired makeup product. When I was in my trial and error phase of skincare, I'll buy a product and maybe it doesn't work for me, or I don't like it, or I react to it and I don't just want to throw it away, and so I keep it here. I also have like maybe old sunglasses, just a couple of things that are in this dresser. I'm almost 100% sure that maybe 90% of the things in this drawer are going to be thrown out. It's supposed to be a work table, but then I've started keeping things on top of the table just because I don't have space in the drawer, instead of me to have just thrown everything away to create space. But I want to be able to use this table to work. I can't work on it because there are a lot of things there, and with the kind of person I am, I don't know how to work like when I'm seeing a lot of things disorganized, so I just avoid working on my table most times. But I ordered some things that should come in soon that will kind of help me keep my table organized and just create a lot more space and make the table look cleaner for me to work on. It's a very small table. I got it when I was like, I don't know, when I was in uni, earlier in my uni years, and I didn't have a lot of money, so I had to get something within my budget. And I really like the table. It is very sturdy, and I'm not ready to change it yet, so I have to make the best use of it. This is about 4 p.m. I've spent a good amount of time decluttering today, and I'm done clearing out my dresser. This is the amount of stuff that I'm throwing out from this dresser. I told you there was a lot of things in the dresser that I absolutely was doing nothing with. It's a pretty deep dresser, so it's deep and it's wide, so it can fit a good amount of stuff. Another good thing about decluttering or clearing out your space is that you start finding things that you thought you had lost, or things that are important to you that you couldn't find. For example, I found some sheet masks that I know that I got a couple of them a while ago and I couldn't find them. Also some eye patches. This one is from Faded, but I don't know where this one is from. Can't remember. I think I got it from the same place I got the sheet mask. I also found my resistance bands that I had been looking for. I spent money on it and I couldn't find it, so I found those. So I'm just going to reorganize the dressers, clean it out, and just put them back together. So guys, that's it with my decluttering. I'm so glad that I've been able to do this. I feel like another reason why I had been stalling or kind of taking a very long time to take out everything that I don't use anymore is because a lot of these things hold sentimental value to me, and to the shock of some people, I'm a very sentimental person, right? So I held on to some things that I didn't need to hold on to because they had maybe some form of memory behind it, or a person, or just an experience that I wasn't ready to let go of, but they are occupying a lot of space and I just had to do it. All I needed was a couple hours of my time and a very strict mindset and discipline, so that I'll throw away everything that I don't use. I had to be very strict with myself. Yeah, that brings me to the end of this video. I'm going to be posting a follow-up video to this one where I set up my room and just put some things in place to help me stay a bit more organized and help me enjoy my room better, because I spend most of my time inside here. I work here, I live here, I relax here. Everything I do most of the time I'm inside here. So, and I've kind of gotten bored of how my room looks, so I'm just going to be putting in some things to change up my room a little bit and just like do a little bedroom refresh. And I wanted to look out for that video. Let me know down in comments if you also struggle with letting go of things. Also, let me know if this video was helpful to you. If you enjoyed watching this video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, share to your friends and your family, and I hope I see you next time.